All right. I am super pumped about this interview. I have a client that just completed her last 6 weeks with us, crushed it, already feeling energized, but I'm going to let her tell her story. What is your name?
My name's Cassandra.
Cassandra? And how old are you?
I am 25.
And what do you do for work, Cassandra?
I am a checker at a warehouse that sells automotive products.
Okay, cool. So are you active? Is it kind of a sedentary job?
Um, I'm kind of active in a way. I do a lot of heavy lifting. I can lift anywhere from 2 pounds to 50 pounds per
Okay.
order. But I'm just more standing around nowadays with that job. So I just check the orders, package it up, and send it on its way.
Got it. So it sounded like it used to be more active, now not so much. Hence
Yeah.
why maybe you came to meet us. So I want to chat with you a little, maybe ask you a question about like what life was like prior to joining the challenge with us or joining Fight Fit. Like how was your fitness? How was your health like?
My fitness wasn't the greatest. I basically, just sat around after work, did my work, and I have a dog, so that's kind of my activeness at this point in my life, but it's not super active like I want to be. And, my eating habits were horrible because, too tired to cook, order out, or, just get the microwavable meals that are quick and easy to make.
Good. You also mentioned stuff about like pain in your body. What was that like?
Yeah, so I've been struggling with back pain for most of my life because of being overweight. Because I was overweight even as a kid. And,
Mhm.
doctors still tried to, get on a diet, you're low carb, high carbs, whatever.
Mhm.
But it just didn't work. And just the back pain, some days I'd be out of work because I couldn't even move. It'd be that bad.
So it's pretty debilitating pain because of the excess weight that you were carrying. Um,
hmm
Day-to-day activities, you also mentioned feeling out of breath and that sort of thing. Like what kind of caused you to do that? Like what activities caused you to feel out of breath?
It was a lot of the time, it was more like even stair climbing. I couldn't walk the stairs properly or even run up the stairs properly without feeling out of breath.
Mhm.
I did have kind of like asthma growing up as well. So
Mhm.
that I got over, but just the weight on me with the stair climbing and walking so many hours a day, I was struggling to breathe.
Wow. Okay. Just from walking and just day-to-day activities.
hmm
What was your starting weight with us and body fat like?
Um, 256 was what I started at. And I didn't have my body fat then, but when I checked it the last time, I think I was starting at fifth, 5 point something. Can't quite remember, but I know it was
Probably
definitely a higher
in the
range.
50s. So we
Yeah.
were over 250, about over 50% body fat. Wow. You finished the challenge now. So let's fast forward it past the 6 weeks. What were some of your results?
I was at about 46, I think, in body fat, which is pretty good for me considering. And I think I was down to about 246, 245
It's
by the
phenomenal.
end.
So it looks like almost 15 pounds weight loss, close to 6% body fat loss in 6 weeks.
hmm
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does how, and besides the numbers, what are some other things that you felt like talk about your pain, maybe the back pain that you were struggling with, feeling out of breath. How do things now feel?
So now I can actually run up and down the stairs without, the whole gasping for air, which is nice. I can actually run properly. The back pain, it comes and goes, but it's not as bad. It's not like I'm, sitting on my couch going, I can't move an inch.
So it used to be that bad. Now it's actually getting better because you built up more strength.
Yeah, I can definitely feel more muscles and, more ability to move more. I feel more energized and, ready to tackle the day instead of just sitting there going, do I really want to do this?
Love it. Love it. Nutrition plan. I know you were talking about you used to do a ton of microwave meals. How is your eating now? What are some things you've taken away from the meal plan?
So the meal plan was definitely a struggle for me in the first part because I was like, well, I don't know how I'm going to do this because, the work schedule plus everything, but I made it work with just meal planning on like a Sunday. Um, and I think taking away from all of that, I think I would probably, proportionize my meals more because that's another thing I wasn't doing in the past. I was terrible at my food planning, and now I'm at least knowing, okay, hey, I gotta have veggies every meal, or at least some kind of protein as well, just to mix it up. But it's a lot easier now.
Absolutely. And did you feel like it was, because you said from someone that didn't know how to do that to where you are now, was it like very complicated? Was it very like to follow?
It was definitely a struggle. I was even, I had Coach Mark as my coach through it all. So I had to keep messaging him going, so what do we do? Like, I'm lost. I had to go to a cottage with friends and they were like, oh, we've got hamburgers and hot dogs and whatever. And I was like, I can't eat that, guys.
Yeah.
Um, so I contacted him and I was like, what do I do? Like, you go camping, so I need some help. And he gave me a lot of good recipes. And I also got some recipes off the book that came with my nutrition that kind of helped me prepare myself for a lot of my meals.
Beauty. But now it sounds like your skills are more developed. You're able to do this now.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
What is something that maybe surprised you about the workouts when you first started with us? Because our workouts were group based. There's also kickboxing. What is something that you enjoyed the most about it?
Well, actually, I enjoyed the fit class because at first I was like, oh, I'm not going to enjoy it because, it sounds really intense because intense is literally in the name. So I was like, I'm going to, feel it. I felt it, but I also felt the, group workout was a lot easier than going to a gym by myself, trying to, motivate myself. I had people going, you got this, keep going, fist bumping or high fiving almost every round of rotation. And kickboxing, I wasn't a big fan because, it's just not for me. But I still liked it too because it was definitely a stress reliever.
Yes.
Because, you can kick a bag, punch a bag. You can't punch a person.
Exactly. Good. So it sounded like it wasn't something, but now it wasn't something that you're into, but now you feel the stress relief from it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right. This last question is a two-part question. First is, were you skeptical? Like when we presented the 6-week challenge to you, were you skeptical? And B, what would you say now that you've completed it successfully? What would you say to somebody that felt that same skepticism?
Well, the first part, I was definitely skeptical at first because, I saw it on an ad on Facebook or Instagram. So I was kind of like, I get these ads a lot because, I've searched the ways, I've done the whole, not supposed to do the Google thing where you're like, how do I lose weight? What do I eat? But then I found this. So I was like, I'm going to give it a try. And then got the, information. I was like, okay, this isn't that bad. Like, this isn't a sketchy thing. Like, this is actually real. So I went for it. And then the other part is to anyone who wants to try it, like, try it. If you feel like your body is, you're always sore, you're always tired, don't give up on yourself and just go for it. Because I even brought a friend with me to try it for one day. And she even said, she's like, I don't know how you do it. But, it's just the motivation. You get it, you start it, and everyone there is super nice. They're all for you. And no matter what you do, you've got someone behind your back at all times.
Love it. Powerful message, Cassandra. Congratulations on the transformation. And I always say, like, the true transformation. I mean, 6 weeks, you've done amazing. You lost over close to 15, over 15 pounds, over 6% body fat. Numbers aside, the true transformation now, I think for you, is that now you've transformed to someone who didn't care about their health to someone who does now.
Oh
And
yeah, for sure.
that's what makes you a fighter. So, Cassandra, we're so happy to have you part of the fight fam. And thank you for sharing your story.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joe.